Hello, my name's Michael Conneely and this is video 7 in our July 2021 Starwheel Astrology and Healing newsletter, and it's all about retrograde Saturn, Jupiter, Pluto and Neptune in July. Saturn, Jupiter, Pluto, Neptune, 4 planets retrograde in July. Now there's an accompanying blog which sets out the details. But Saturn retrogrades from 18 to 16 degrees Capricorn, and the Saturn retrograde period actually lasts from the 23rd of May to the 11th of October. Jupiter retrogrades from 7 to 5 degrees Aquarius, and the Jupiter retrograde period lasts from the 20th of June to the 18th of October. Neptune retrogrades from 29 to 28 degrees Aquarius, and the Neptune retrograde period lasts from the 27th of June to the 2nd of December. Pluto retrogrades at 1 degree Capricorn, and the Pluto retrograde period lasts from the 29th of April to the 7th of October. Okay, when a planet turns retrograde, we're all forced to take stock of how we are managing the energy and effect of that planet in our lives. During the retrograde period, the energy of that planet might actually overwhelm us, but with the divine purpose that we might understand the divine nature of the planet more, and how the planet should be manifesting on our life path, our destiny path. It can be difficult for us to be aware of these things because our consciousness is so blocked in by our childhood upbringing and our society, for example. So also at this time, there can definitely be the sense that things slow down. That is most certainly true of retrograde Saturn. Also at this time we are called to consolidate, and that's most certainly true of retrograde Saturn. And at the same time we're forced really to have the chance to develop more awareness, to deepen our understanding of the divine nature of the planet, to deepen our understanding of how that planet has manifested in our life, in our destiny, in our birth chart. And lastly, at this time, we might well be called to drop things from our life at this time. That's very important. So retrograde Saturn is all about examining what structures and limits are in our life. Are they correct for us, or are they prison walls? And if they're prison walls, of course, it can be so difficult for us to actually see that truth. It's best if we change Saturn from the prison wall and block manifestation to the strategy and direction which take us forward with our true purpose. But usually, particularly perhaps when we're younger, us humans are so conditioned that crisis happens because we can't demolish the Saturn prison early enough. Please hear this. Retrograde Saturn calls us to diligence, hard work and better focus. And if we obey Lord Shani's rules, he rewards us with golden reaping. We may well feel disillusion and confusion at that time, but of course those feelings can be our greatest friend if only we can recognise them and then do an investigation. Why am I feeling disillusioned? Why am I feeling confused? I must sort things out and stop things in my life that are causing this, things in my consciousness that are causing this. Retrograde Jupiter, Jupiter's also retrograde in July, calls us to check, yes, where we have overexpanded and to contract and prune. But also he demands a better spiritual focus for our lives and for such expansion and direction as we undertake. At this time of Jupiter retrograde, we can actually be more cut off from the divine inspiration that Jupiter is. We can have a weaker connection with Brihaspati, the divine dimension of Jupiter. And so in other blogs and videos I have talked about methods, indeed it was last month, the last time, methods of increasing our connection to the divine Jupiter. I mean, one method is to put a picture that will evoke Jupiter and the divine Jupiter to you. Light a candle in front of it every morning and then stand in front fully embodied and have a heart-to-heart discussion with Jupiter about whether you're properly connected with his gifts of expansion and higher awareness or not. Talk it through. The solutions will arise. Retrograde Neptune, because Neptune is retrograde in July, is ultimately a call to refine and strengthen our vision and creativity. We might have had a false comfort zone, but that'll be washed away. We might have to enter a new phase of rebuilding. Retrograde Neptune certainly strengthens our sensitivity and compassion. Retrograde Neptune can call us to recognize and identify what illusion there is in our life. It can call us to truer vision. Now we can become fearful, anxious or worried at this time basically because what is false about us is calling to be exposed and healed. Retrograde Neptune is drawing out this hidden material, these lies, not necessarily deliberate lies, maybe imposed lies, lies imposed by our upbringing and society, but to bring them to the surface, to be exposed and healed. So boost your sense of strength and worth by going through this Neptune retrograde period of facing, if necessary, tough realities. Develop better awareness of people who might be parasites and who are tricking you and trapping you and drawing you to you, or of people who are illusionists in your life. Pluto is retrograde at this time of July. Retrograde Pluto demands that we contact and bring to the light and bring to healing our wounded and shadow material, and also indeed our buried true power if that was denied to us. It's now time to illuminate your darkest truths, including those that have been pushed under the rug. We need to look at our shadow self. We need to see, in a sense, what demons lurk there and bring them to the light and heal them through love and integrating them to ourselves. There's definite work one can do there, and it's so useful. I've done loads of it. So look to your shadow selves, your negative patterns, psychological wounds at this time of retrograde Pluto. And indeed I do an online journey to the abyss. Look it up on my Starwheel Astrology website if you feel drawn to do it with me. You may need to come to the awareness that someone has been or is disempowering you and deal with that. Alternatively, you may be compelled to face the fact that you yourself have been on some kind of power trip that has been harmful to your relationship or harmed someone else, or harmed your sense of personal authenticity or their sense of personal authenticity. But overall, this Pluto retrograde is time to reclaim your power, your proper power, or let go of negative controlling tendencies. Examine yourself. Discuss with a friend or your partner. Develop awareness now. Heal your underlying psychological struggles. Remember that this time Pluto is conjunct Saturn in Vedic Capricorn, and remember crucially at this time that the Pluto return of the United States is running now, closing to the first exact being in April 2023. So much darkness will arise in the United States now. That'll affect every country, that'll affect every individual. So this is a frightening time of rising darkness, but such a necessary time for the healing of darkness. And just to note 3 aspects that retrograde Pluto makes in July. Pluto is opposition Venus exact on the 23rd of July, 1 degree Capricorn, 1 degree Cancer. And Pluto opposition Venus is head over heels, vastness in love, huge power issues arising in love. Secondly, Pluto is opposition the Sun on the 18th of July at 1 degree Capricorn, 1 degree Cancer. And that is all about, well, positively, coming into your needed true power, or negatively, someone using power over you, and you're coming to a realization of that. And lastly, note that Pluto is exact in those degrees on the dates given. So feelings might come up around those issues a few days either side. So make a note in your diary almost of when Pluto is opposite Venus on the 23rd of July, when Pluto is opposite Sun on the 18th of July. And if stuff does come up with it, work with it, heal it. You can get a reading from me by booking at my Starwheel Astrology website. I hope this information has been useful for you, and it'd be great to work with you. Thank you.